Hi, this is Ryan Atkins with Sims Investment Management, and we're here for another edition of Teaching Tuesdays. Today's topic is the Dave Ramsey Show. Let's dive in. So you may be one of millions that tunes into Dave Ramsey each day for financial wisdom on the radio. And that was a big part of my early journey with learning about financial literacy. Enjoy his YouTube clips. And after reflecting on a lot of this, I believe that his advice has a lot of merit. But I also today want to talk about maybe some areas that could be concerning if you're taking it as absolute truth for your financial plan. So to start off with, my favorite aspect of Dave Ramsey's wisdom is being generous. He talks a lot about being generous and giving, and hey, let's leave a big tip, and ultimately let's use our wealth to help others in the best way we can. Along these same lines, another point he always talks about is living like no one else. If we sacrifice in the short term, it's going to enable long-term freedom, and it's one of his favorite phrases. If we live like no one else, later we can live and give like no one else. Last item, with I think is more the theme of the show, is that behavior beats math. Hey, I love a good spreadsheet. Trying to figure out just the right answer for a client, but at the end of the day, a lot of times psychology will trump math when it comes to the best way to get client to actually act and move forward to reach their goals. He talks a lot about this with credit card debt and paying off the lowest balance rather than just the highest interest rate. At the same time, there are some areas where I feel like we could maybe have a friendly debate with Dave Ramsey on. I think one is all debt is bad. Talks a lot about hey, you need to pay off any debt no matter the interest rate. And I think sometimes if there's a client with a very low interest rate, there are often other avenues that we can use to have a better use of those dollars than paying off low interest debt. Another item that I think could cause concern is the overly optimistic assumptions that can be used sometimes on the show. Assuming you're going to get 12% investment returns, ongoing, and being comfortable with 8% withdrawal rates in retirement are numbers that I'm not totally comfortable with in terms of laying out a financial plan for a client. I think it's best to be a bit more conservative, and then plan it. We can adjust as we go along in retirement. And overall, I would think this would speak to my biggest concern would be just that a one size fits all. It may not. Some of these pieces of wisdom that are given out to millions of people may not be applicable to your exact situation. So that's why I think it's important to always seek out a second opinion before acting on absolutes that he may provide on a show. So if you're wanting to learn more about how this all fits into your retirement plan, if you want to talk about the Ramsey Show and we can debate some of the points on there, please reach out. We'd love to have a conversation and see how we can help your specific financial plan. So with that, we'll see you on the next edition of Teaching Tuesdays. Until next time.